two, 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 two. One, 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 two, 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 two. One,
We
one,
can hear you now.
two, 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 two. I think that's better, huh? Hold on. One, oh, one, two, 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 two. Yeah. Yes, now. Yes, now. Yes. And it sounds good. It's a good quality. All right. Whew. We did it. That's even better. Now I can be free to move around. Hey, now we're saying, hey, Wednesday family, what's happening with you? Welcome to our second chakra month. Yeah. February, that's second month of the year. I started thinking about that, y'all. I started thinking like, wow, it's interesting. The first month, we think about resolutions, think about the newness of who we have the opportunity to be for a new year. So we step into these promises to ourselves and these commitments, everything around identity. And then here we go, we step into the second month, February, and it just so happens to have a holiday that is around love, and it's, you know, all about relationships, even within those of African descent and that came to the United States through the commerce of slavery. There's Black History Month, so this relationship with, you know, telling the truth about who we are shows up in duality. Yeah, how y'all doing out there? How y'all doing? So beautiful to be here and see you. Let me put this here. All right. Welcome, Jenny. Welcome. We're just getting the fire of love stoked, recognizing the flow of the year and connecting that to the flow of our energy centers, root chakra being identity. And now here we are in the second energy center on 2/2/2022. Wow. I have this feeling of the cycle of these times, the cycle of the Aquarian age, the cycle of energies like this. But I just had an image right now being with you all, how unique and also aligned this day is. So incredible to think the challenges that we face. If we can gather around this fire of love, we can guarantee that these challenges we're facing are moving us into a deeper awareness of our mastery, a deeper awareness of who we truly are. Yeah, and that's what duality can do. That's what relationships can do. They can bring us closer. I think, Carol, you and I were having a conversation about relationships and how they really light on fire the opportunity to just melt away what is not true about who we are, what is false, and step into authentically being. Yeah, are you with me? Hey, Graham from Greenville, welcome. Welcome, you know, shining some love out to you. Welcome, 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 and welcome, Jenny, to our humble circle. And this is where we gather around the fire of love and examine the ancient teachings and practices. The practices for us are rooted in breathing practices, recognizing that as the connection to our infinite self. So when we focus on that, for us, we realize that we can walk through the experiences of life being empowered by the realization that we are energy. So here around this fire of love, we consider ourselves energy, energy that is all intelligent and has infinite, continuous creative powers. And we look to drop into those creative powers as we move out of surviving through the challenges and the pain that we may face. And we step into the space of stillness. And matter of fact, let's just go right into it. Let's tune in, everyone, and drop into the space of stillness, bringing the palms together and press them so you feel the pressure between the two hands. That energy is a mudra, or a position that we hold the body that invokes the awareness of balance. Yeah, so here we are beginning the relationship with our body through the teachings of the energy centers, the palm being a powerful energy center. When you place the palms together and press, this invokes an energy of balance. So allow the breath to flow, close the eyes, press the thumbs into the sternum, and just come into several breaths here, sensing the stillness. Allow your breath to be long and as deep as your body will allow, as long as it's comfortable, and you can have a sense of being nourished. There should be nothing uncomfortable about this long, deep breath. It should be opening, expanding, and give you a deep sense of being replenished, as well as an opportunity to release. Release what you no longer need, whether that's in your life or in this moment. Just connecting with that exhale, sensing it giving you the ability to release. And as you inhale, sensing this nourishment, this life force and prana embraced in a deep love, the deepest love of life. On your next inhale, I want you to hold at the top. Feel that stillness within the energy of being replenished and occupied by this love, fed by this love. Exhale, sense the release of what you no longer need. Hold the air out. And now as you inhale, hear the sound sat. Hold the breath at the top. Sat is truth. It is true that this life, this beatific embrace of life force and consciousness is bringing you life. We're calling that a love supreme. As you exhale now, hear the sound nam. Releasing any false names and identifying with truth. Hold the breath out at the bottom. Inhale, hearing the sound sat. Hold at the top. Exhale, hear the sound nam. Inhale, last time. Sat. Hold the breath. Exhale, nam. Allow the breath to be normal and continue to hear the mantra. Sat, truth, on the inhale. Nam on the exhale. Name or identity. Truth is my identity. Long, complete breath. Raise the shoulders when you get to the top of the inhale a bit to fill the upper lungs. And gently allow the breath to flow out and release. Feel the touch points on Mother Earth of your body. giving you an awareness of being still. And today we'll open with an invocation. Thank you, Creator. Thank you for allowing us to hold this sacred space around this fire of love. This fire that transforms all illusions. So we have an inner awareness of your presence, the pure love of life, from which all other explanations of love grow. Thank you for this presence that provides us with life, provides us with the opportunity to regenerate and create. Thank you for all the miracles that show up for us today. Thank you for these hearts that have come together. Thank you for this time to be aware. We ask this to radiate out to all those who wanted to be here but couldn't, to all the families that are here and present around the fire of love, to all our family and all our relations. Family, when you count, I mean, have you ever seen a date in your lifetime that has had 5 2s in it? To me, that's a, I play with numbers because it helps me to keep my mind focused and stay away from wandering into stories that are not true, and most of all, very limiting and continuing to remind me of the past, particularly parts of the past that don't feel good. So I play with numbers. And over the years, I want to share with you what I've come to learn listening to my elders around numbers, and maybe you might develop a love affair with numbers. So we're going to go through these 5 2s and extrapolate or draw out what is very significant for this time. And then we're going to go into a practice. A pretty potent practice, I think. I'm going to meditate on it, but we're going to go into a practice to create an experience of our relationship to the supreme love. So we use that as our base, our foundation, to root down into, to rise up into knowing the fruits that we are to ripen, meaning springtime is coming. And it's going to be time to plant the seeds. Yeah. So the vision of these fruits will manifest the seeds that we are to plant. So we're going into the invisible realm first, ripening the spiritual fruits so that they can manifest the physical seeds for us to plant into the time of spring. And then we're really focused on what we need to work in the summertime, because there's going to be so much energy as we look at this vibration of 2, so much energy coming to test our abilities. But you fret none, because you have come for this time, which means you have already been prepared for it. It's also what the 2 is saying. All right? Okay. 5 2s. So I have learned to relate everything to the body. So we have a sense that what is happening is not just some esoteric principles for us to learn and memorize. We are looking to let the mind rest. Say, mind, you can rest for a moment. Rest in the breath. Feel the gentleness of the breath. Listen to the mantra of the breath. And this is why we're practicing tuning inward with the sound vibration, so that the mind can be occupied by the higher vibrations of the mantra. And therefore, when it entertains the experience of the physical world that is an expression of the spiritual world, it won't get caught up in just focusing in on the lower vibrations of circumstances that are generated by the matrix. Make sense, family? Makes sense to you? Welcome, Juliet. Welcome. We're just dropping into these teachings around the most powerful indication of who we vibrationally are. And we're talking about using or cultivating a relationship with the sacredness of numbers, and how they have the ability to direct us. Like we had some surveys done of our family land. And when it gets down to it, describing the family land it's in numbers. The location, it's degrees northwest and southeast, it gets down to the numbers. And essentially that's how life is. It's vibrational. So the expression of vibration is in numbers. And we have 5 2s in our date today. 2/2/2022. And there's 1 0 in all of those numbers. Right? In those 6 numbers, there's 1 0. And this is the medicine wheel right there. This is the medicine wheel with that 0. If you want to, I also went through various ceremonies in my early 30s, or most of my 30s. It's a really intense ceremony called the long dance. And it was given to the leader of the ceremony, White Eagle, from Beautiful Painted Arrow. And I just want to, I found this book on Amazon, and it's a book by Beautiful Painted Arrow. So it talks about, see if you can see that, right? Being and Vibration is the name of the book. His name is Joseph Rael, but I'm sure if you put in being and, here we go, being and vibration. So coming back to the 5, and we're dropping into this idea of the medicine wheel. So we have that 0, and we have 5 2s. And if you can imagine, around that medicine wheel, there are directions: the east, the south, the west, the north, and the center. 5 directions. So we're getting an indication here of the importance. To me, these numbers are saying to us, dwell in the center of duality. And there you will find yourself in the oneness. As we journey through this month of relationships, that sense of being in the center of the sacred hoop means that, so here's the center, 1 point, and then we go out into the experience of our mind, the mental body in the east. But we always have the center. So we can return to that center, and then we can also venture out into our emotional body. That's the south. but we can come back to center. We can always return to center. So the mental body gives us the experience of all those different thoughts that we have the potential to have. But what grounds those thoughts, what roots those thoughts, is the thought of the creator. And that thought of the creator doesn't use the mind. We draw in from the mental body and dwell in the center. The mental body gives us the experience of life. That's the two. As well as the emotions, it gives us the experience of life, experience of the body, how it feels about things, experience of other, the different feelings that we go through and grow through from toddler to, pre-adolescence to adolescence to young adult to young elder to elder, all of those different emotional experiences we can have. But we also have the center where we dwell with the creator. And we don't use the mind to determine the emotions and what they mean. We dwell in the center. But we can also have the experience of this physical body. The mind and the emotions can experience this physical body and all the states of development that physical body grows through, evolves through. But we also have the center, right? And even within that center, the fifth two, even within that center, there is the energetic or spiritual aspect of that relationship, and that's the north. Right? Did I say the physical body was the west? And we have that energetic experience, the spiritual experience, that's the north. And with that energetic experience and all of the different energies we can draw our consciousness to as energy, yeah? The mental, the emotional, the physical, and we can focus in on the movement of spirit, the vibration, was the sound of our voice, or becoming more conscious of our abilities to create, but we can still step into the center. And the idea about this center is we are no longer using our mind to walk the medicine wheel. We're no longer using our emotions to walk the medicine wheel. We're no longer focused on the body to walk the medicine wheel. And we're no longer focused on this spiritual experience to walk the medicine wheel. We come to the place of being centered, where there's movement and yet there's stillness. It's the place where it's this space where intuition shows up beyond thinking. Intuition shows up. Inspiration shows up. Vision shows up. So this is the space where, am I speaking or being with these numbers, being with this day, considering the way it launched out, just out of the gates, like a Kentucky Derby, but it required, and I pass this on to you as a love mission. And for those of you that knew, we often have this love mission where we focus in on the breath. When life is beginning to come very strong in the flow of the wheel, right? The energy outside the perimeter of the wheel, there's a lot of energy. But as you move central, as you move internally, it slows down. And there's even that space, even though there's movement going on the outside, that you can find that space of stillness within. And that is the deep, deep encouragement I'm getting. Yeah. Circumstances are going to unfold. But I'm saying to you that the provisions of creation, the same provision that comes to each and every one of us, and not one of our abilities to breathe is diminished by someone else. You got that? I mean, think about the physical world of the mind and creating a society where we feel what we feel and we grow into this identity, into our body, how we dress, and then the spirit of this civilization, around commerce as an energy, yeah, business and how business is conducted and how, the spirit of this energy comes into our society in terms of capitalism, in terms of political structures, in terms of, economic structures and banks and all of these things coming out of that creative energy. And yet, take a deep inhale with me. And yet, you get exactly what you need to take care of everything that body needs to live and thrive. Take a deep inhale with me, please. Take a deep inhale. Hold that breath. Just get a deep sense of being in the center of the medicine wheel. Notice how the breath comes in through your center. It's in the center of your medicine wheel, the medicine wheel of your face. The nose is in the center. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Feel the release. Inhale through the nose. And last time, exhale out the mouth. Let your breath be normal. Have a sense in this moment, sitting in this stillness, palms facing up on your lap. Touch the index finger and thumb. Have this sense from the center of the medicine wheel, how you're being provided with an experience given to you by the four directions. How you have this sanctuary within the center of the medicine wheel, and how your breath brings you to the center when you consciously focus on it. This is the idea of our topic today. Be one. Know you. Know you. Be free. Be one. Drop into the center with your creator. Your creator is the breath. Your creator is the wheel. The wheel of life at its perimeter gives the center a space to be, just like the center gives the wheel a place to pivot and flow. So know you are at the center of creation, and you're one with creation. So when the experience of life comes, you can be free. Free from judging yourself, free from comparing yourself, free from determining the label of yourself based on circumstances or based on how someone else interprets you. But you can look at life and begin to see the messages and the metaphors, considering all of life is communicating to you. So you know you, because you are pure consciousness at the root of your being. Because if they take away the respiratory process, and I mean even if they're filling you with air on a respirator, like the utilization of consciousness is not present. The consciousness of life may be present in terms of the cells somewhat maintaining their physical protocols of life, but the utilization of this spacesuit according to a purpose is not being actualized. So let's drop into this gratitude today. When we think about relationships, dropping into this first relationship and allowing this to always be your sanctuary. So when you have difficult conversations, being a caregiver of someone recovering from a stroke, there are aspects of that recovery, and my mother is recovering from a stroke that she had in August, where there's a loss of social cues, and the patterns from the past will emerge without any etiquette, if you will, without any shaping or awareness of what is said, how it will land in the other space. Those social cues, in her case, where her stroke took place, need to be reestablished. So sometimes we can be in a conversation, for me, that appears like a conversation when I was in adolescence or young adulthood. And my mother will have feelings that emerge from that time that are associated with patterns. I hear you. All right, Graham, so you know what I'm saying. That are associated with patterns that are not necessarily connected to the moment, but there's unresolved nonetheless. And even without the stroke, it would be something needing tending to. But because of the stroke, it comes out unadulterated. It comes out just in full force with all the emotions pent up from holding on to that particular way of thinking. If she thinks in my late teens and 20s that I listened to other people more than her, and in her mind, I valued her less than I valued those who gave me advice that she felt I listened to. So I valued them more. What am I getting to by I'm saying this? Is that for me, that stirred up unresolved issues, because in relationships, we're one. And if one person has unresolved issues in the relationship, we also do. But our key of going into the center of the medicine wheel and being with duality in the conversation, okay, so what are you revealing to me? And in this case, for me, it was honoring the process that I had with my life. To honor that process didn't mean that I was disrespecting my mother or valuing her less. In fact, I just took what she taught me and I made it my own. But for in the state of the expression she was having, healing from the stroke, where that was coming from meant that I didn't value her. So it took several repetitions, and sometimes I had a strong voice, and then I returned to a compassionate voice. And I had the experience of breathing, allowing me to be with the authentic expression without dipping into anger. And that's going out into the experience of the wheel. And it's not bad. The wheel is there to have an experience of life. But what we're saying is that we're being called on, our mastery is being called upon. 2022. So when those twos come together like that, our mastery is being called upon. So finding those ways to express authentically and also responsibly in terms of having a sense of what you are creating with the sounds of your voice. So let's get into some key breath work that helps to release the patterns, right? And this breath, we've done it before. It is a what's called a Shakti Prana, and it will really help you to center yourself, because I want you to imagine you are the center of the wheel, pulling in the up above into the heavenly realm, into the earthly realm. Like you are the center. Your body is the earthly realm of the medicine wheel, and you're reaching into the heavenly and pulling it in. Because when you look down at the circle, you see the dot at the center. That fifth point is really 3. Up above and the down below. So I want you to just take a few breaths with me before we go into the Shakti Prana. We're going to open up the shoulders. And again, if there's any shoulder issues, I'm going to demonstrate some alternatives to this. You just move with ease. But really, the key is coming into the ribs with this Shakti Prana. Coming into the ribs so we release old patterns. And these patterns have to do with how we name ourselves, because these patterns that weave in and out of the tendons, ligaments, and muscles of the rib cage, particularly the tendons especially, they will hold lineage perceptions of life, that energetic energy that comes through the lineage. So we wind up breathing unconsciously like our ancestors or those that came before us. And maybe you see it in your family, these challenges to break through that seems to be a part of everyone in the family, one degree or another, right? It's this energy. So let's break through that and connect to being one and knowing you are energy with this respiratory process so that you can free your rib cage, free your breath, which will free your expression as you connect to the navel point. Okay, so what we're going to do is just warm up a little bit. I want you to do some spinal flexes, all right? Just flex the spine. As you inhale, you move forward. So the pelvis flows forward and then you flow back on the tailbone, inhaling forward, exhaling back, opening up the central channel. Yeah. Really feeling that flow. Feeling the movement of the spine. Central channel along here energetically. When it gets congested, the habitual patterns of limiting thoughts and feelings begin to become accentuated, right? So we want to keep this channel clear. Inhale, center. Hold the breath. Lift the muscles of the pelvic floor as long as it's comfortable for you. Hold. Sip some air. So we're allowing the prana, the life force, to flow into every cell of the body, clearing it out. Now exhale out the mouth. Beautiful. Inhale and breathe normally. Now we're going to rotate the shoulders, right? Just up, back, and down. So as you come up, inhale. You can really fill up the upper lungs when you do this. And if it's comfortable for you, really allow the breath to be dynamic. And again, if there's any shoulder issues, anything going on, just move gently and see if you can have the breath still be deep, even though you may be moving the shoulders gently. But if you can get into it, get into it. Okay, come up to the ears on the inhale. And exhale, opposite directions, right? Whatever direction you were flowing with your shoulders, go in the opposite direction. Let your whole arm relax and be involved in the movement. This opens up lymphatics in this area, invigorates the bundle of nerves, the brachial plexus. So the communication between the cranial brain, the heart brain, and gut brain, they begin to come into coherence, right? And this synchronicity, guess what? Energy in the center of the medicine wheel radiates out to the experience of the medicine wheel. So be one, right? Be with that synchronicity. Okay, beautiful. So inhale up. Exhale, let go. And flow like that. Open up this connection between the cranial brain, the heart brain, and the gut brain. So when the synchronicity is showing up, you're clear to observe it. And then the intuition shows up, inspiration shows up. Inhale up to the ears. And exhale, let go. Close your eyes. Just be with the stillness for a moment. Allow the breath to flow. Just get a sense of that stillness central channel. Just clearing the energy in there. We keep that energy clear, and vibration of intuition, inspiration, and synchronicity is prominent in our awareness. Okay, so now we get ready for our breath. Okay, let me demonstrate it. It looks like this. Inhaling deeply, pulling in with strength, vibrating the upper ribs. We're going to inhale through the nose and exhale out the mouth. All right, so squeezing the belly button towards the spine slightly, not just overexerting. Find your balance. Like I said, if you need to be here, be here. If you need to be lower, be lower. But let the breath really flow and let the vibration of your upper arms come into the ribs. Come on, let's get into it. Feel you're pulling in your birthright. You're at the center of the medicine wheel. Everything is being taken care of for you. That's where your breath is, the center of the medicine wheel of your body, the center of your being. The trachea, bronchial tubes, going into the lungs is in the center of your body. Even the lungs in the heart center is in the center of your energy system called the chakras, right? So really feel, when you let go, you're letting go. False identities, any limiting beliefs, you're activating. And if you need to slow down or be more gentle with your breath, just find the balance when you first start out. You're invigorating your body maybe for the first time in this way if you're new to our circle. So move gently, move with compassion, but intention to bring in what is your birthright. Yeah, you're pulling it in. This is the participation, yeah, in the relationship with yourself, activating your vibrational being so you operate on the higher levels of energy, not just the denser vibrational levels that are on the outer rim of the medicine wheel, right? As the prayer says, when we read it in Aramaic, the Lord's Prayer says, don't let surface things delude us. Now, this movement will really help you release any thoughts, any energies that are stagnant, that are limiting you, known and unknown. So get into the vibration of this. Just a few more. Where are we? Just a minute left. Now, if you're feeling comfortable, you've got a rhythm, and you got space to increase your pace, go for it. But if you're here and it's feeling good and you have your rhythm, then stay here for the next 30 seconds. Inhale, reach up. Make a fist, sip some air. Feel your strength. Strong arms, strong body, strong legs. Feel your strength. You are the center of the medicine wheel, and life is revolving around you. Exhale, out the mouth. Inhale. Squeeze, make a fist. Feel the strength of your arms, strength of your body, strength of your legs, strength of your presence. The energy of life flowing through you. Exhale out the mouth. Last time, deeply inhaling. Make a fist. Feel your power. Feel the presence. Feel your ability to freely command this body as the whole body grows strong. Roots into the earth. Earth, Mother, calling your roots home. Your crown expanding like a tree of life, where your branches tap into the source of consciousness. You are whole. You are the medicine wheel. You are centered within your creator. Given the breath, exhale. Inhale and breathe normally as you shake out your arms and your wrists and your hands. Clearing around your crown, clearing out your eyes, clearing around your ears, around your mouth and nose, around your throat, around your heart, clearing it away. Knowing that if there are any circumstances and you don't know how to deal with those challenges, just raise your vibration and you know the intuition is going to come. Just like the next inhale, you just set yourself up for it by focusing on raising your vibration. Beautiful. Now just cup your hands, bring the pinky and the ridge of your palm, the karate chop area together. And look, line up your lifelines in your palm and look at them like a roadmap. Taking long, deep inhales. Feeling the breath come into your palms, giving you the sensation of being provided for. Every exhale is an opportunity to create. Every inhale, an opportunity to listen. So bring your palms in and have a sense of washing your face, washing your eyes clean and clear. So you see your soul, you see the soul of beings around you, you see yourself as energy. And wipe your ears clean, wipe your nose, mouth. Mm. Mm. Oh, yes. Yes, yes. How you feeling? Wow. Mm. Yay, we send love to Jenny. You all right out there? So, yes, yes, carry it with you. And the deep practice is to have a sense, if it's not the medicine wheel, to see these visions, these metaphors that emerged out of the indigenous cultures were to give the wandering mind a place to be steady. They had an awareness that there's an aspect of consciousness that wanders and it needs guidance. It needs images to direct it. Thus, how our society has created metaphors, metaphora, right? This bridge from one state of consciousness to another. So the key practice here is to, as we often say, dwell in the conscious breathing of the breath. Dwell in that conscious breathing because that is the supreme love. Notice the symbol for love is the heart, right? And what's in the heart center is the process of respiration and distributing the abundance of that which is collected to every cell of the body. So if our body can do it, then we have the ability to do it for each other on Mother Earth. All living beings having the opportunity to experience the resources of Mother Earth so that they can take care of themselves. They can evolve and grow and experience the fulfillment of being with their own soul, right? Without being like being controlled by, outer forces. So our topic, be one. So for us, the idea is, here's the 2 and 2. Yeah. Just like 2/2, there's a sense of wholeness there. Be one with the source of your being, however way you identify it. Find your way to be one. For us around this fire of love, we drop into the respiratory process that the one created. So it appears like we are two, that there's the one, and then there's us. But know you are one with the source of creation. Know that you are the energy expressing of your source. And in this way of being with consciousness, when we calm the mind, we can be free. As they say in the Yoga Sutras, yoga, joining, being one, human and higher self. That duality, that's the mastery. We calm the fluctuations of the mind. When we calm the fluctuations of the mind, then we can be free to truly hear, to truly see, to truly speak. And that comes from your intuition, inspiration, and synchronicity. So have that focus on the breath. What deepens the mind into it, if the mind is really, really caught by the external world, then you can seep into hearing the sound of the mantra as we started out. And you can use any mantra that fits for the breath for you. We did Satnam. You can use Ab Woon, the name of the creator in Aramaic, Ab, A-B, Ab on the inhale, Woon, W-O-O-N on the exhale. It could be anything that anchors you into the awareness that you are one with your creator's creation, right? Because you are your creator's creation. Yes, family, y'all all right? Okay. So I think that's it for today. Stay tuned. There's some announcements coming this week about an immersion, getting ready for spring. Really appreciate you being here. Tell everybody about it. I've been a bit protective because I like intimate spaces, but the signal and sign has come that we need to let everybody know that we gather here. And if it's something that can support them and give them a way to navigate these times successfully, then we open up our doors. So tell everyone we're going to be posting more. And I love you. Appreciate you. I appreciate you. Such a powerful space. Okay, so let's go ahead and close the sacred circle for today, but keep it flowing with us as the walking medicine wheel. Thank you, Creator. Thank you for gathering us around these ancient teachings that burn in the fire of love, transforming limiting thoughts, beliefs, emotions, and experiences of these physical bodies into awareness of the regenerative power, ever creating power that dwells within us because you dwell within us, source of our breath, giver of life. Thank you. And as we hold this vision for children around the world to have clean water, a safe place to grow, have all that they need to evolve into the intentions that you have set forth for their soul. And if we know that those children are taken care of, then we know the caregivers are taken care of. That we can hold the vision of a healthy family emerging in this time, so that we generate the conditions to experience peace, balance, and harmony. We give thanks for these visions and the feeling of deep peace, imagining this vision fulfilled. We thank you for giving us everything we need to do the things we want, and everything we want to do the things we need to serve our soul and your plan within. We ask this for all our family and all our relations. Ashe, 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 so it is. We lovingly allow it to be. Amen. Hallelujah. Go forth and celebrate. And the Creator willing, we'll see you next week. All right? So, one love, family. Until next week, keep that fire of love burning. Keep it activated. Keep stoking it. All right. One love, family.